Hey everybody, so today we're going to do Kahoot. We're going to talk about Kahoot. It is a assessment tool that teachers can use in the online learning environment, both asynchronously and synchronously. It is also used in the traditional learning environment as well. So Kahoot functions as a tool for quick, low stakes, fun, formative assessments that allows the teacher to gauge learning in real time. There are two options in the free version to which teachers can use. They can assign Kahoots to students, or they can play the game synchronously online together. And so today we are going to go over how to make a Kahoot and also how to assign Kahoots. And lastly, we will kind of go over the reporting and analytics in which there are data that the teachers can use from the Kahoot to then be able to adjust content or review materials, etc. So, first, to sign up for Kahoot, you're going to go to kahoot.com and you're going to sign up for free. There's a green button here. You're going to choose an account type, which can be changed at any time once you make your account. So that's not really a stressful thing. So we'll select teacher. And then you're going to describe your workplace. There's multiple options here that can be selected. And then lastly, all you have to do is put an email in and eventually verify it. And then you are all set and ready to go to make Kahoots. So once you've created your account, this is kind of what you come to when you log in. So since I selected teacher, it shows me some teacher oriented stuff like accuracy mode, which encourages correct answers over speed when it comes to giving students points, and then some other materials as well. We are only going over the free versions of Kahoot as a friendly reminder, but there's a lot of things in the upgraded version that, depending on if you use Kahoot a lot, it might be worth it. So the first thing to do to create a Kahoot, you're going to push create. There are three things in the free version that you can create. You can create a Kahoot, which is those kind of fun game quizzes that I was talking about earlier, a story or a course. I didn't really mess with the story too much, but the courses allow you to put in PowerPoints, PDFs, YouTube videos, and Kahoots into one course. The only issue with it is that there is, in the free version, you can only really go watch it together synchronously. You can't assign courses in the free version of Kahoot. So you can select a create and then Kahoot to make one, which I have actually already made one. So I will show you that here. So in this each one teach one, we'll edit it so you can see. You can put in a title. You can add a description. You can decide who can see it. Is it private? Is it public? You can add images. And then you can start adding questions. So you have two question types available in the free version. You can do a quiz question or true and false. And within that type of questioning, you can also add images. And then you also want to select the answer for each type of question. So here's a true and false question that does not have an image, and then another type of question. You can adjust the time that for students to take the question during the game version. And then you can also adjust the type of points that a student can have. So if it's a more involved question, they get double the points. If it's a lower stakes questions, maybe no points. So now I'm going to show you a demo of what this looks like in hosting a live Kahoot, meaning this is synchronous. Students are participating online with you. So I will launch this demo so you can see that. So on the left side of your screen here, you see what you will be screen sharing. And then on the right side of the screen here is where the students will be typing in kahoot.it either on their computer, in another screen, or on their cell phones. It's probably a little easier on a separate screen or a cell phone. So the student will be expected to type in the game pin and then add a nickname. And then from there, the instructor can push start. We'll just go through these questions really quickly. So the student will select the color that they believe is associated with the answer over here. So Aspergillus fumigatus is a fungus. It's not a bacteria. In real time, it will also show the leaderboard and how the students are doing. Oh, well, so I keep clicking the wrong side. Okay. So at the end of the Kahoot, when it's playing synchronously together, there will be a podium in which it will show the students that scored the highest or the best. There's a couple things that you can do at the end of a game. You can get feedback from students. So they would be able to say, hey, how did you rate this Kahoot? Did you learn something? Do you recommend something? And then also there's session summaries. It will tell you how the percentage of correct answers if there was a difficult question. So a difficult question would be labeled something that had no correct answers from any students. So this last one that I answered incorrectly was considered a difficult question because 0% incorrect. And then also you can view a full report, and it does actually always ask you if you've stopped sharing your screen at that time. And within the full report, you can actually see a few things. You can see that difficult question, students that need help. So these are students who answered less than 35% correctly in the whole game. And then students who didn't finish, so they didn't even try to answer, or, maybe they had some internet access issues. You can see specific answers for participants. So Adam here got 67% of the questions right. And then you can look at particulars of the questions. And this is what that looks like. So everybody got these first two questions 100% correctly, but that last one not. And then you can also click on the question and it will show you exactly how the students were answering. So, and then lastly, we want to go back to the library because you can also assign students to, you can also assign students to do a Kahoot. So you can give them several days to work on it. You can take off the question timer. So since this is independent work, we can, allow students to do this in their own time. And then there is a nickname generator to avoid inappropriate nicknames in the game. However, the one thing I did want to mention, you can only have up to 10 assignments at a time for a Kahoot. So this might be a pitfall in terms of you have to make multiple Kahoots of the same material if you have a class higher than 10, if you don't want to pay. And then lastly, I was just going to show the reports. So Kahoot is a really good data analytics, and I've kind of talked about that just a little bit. So for my assigned Kahoots, I actually had about 8 of my friends do it really fast so that I can show you the details in that. So again, students are using nicknames, so their real names will not be here unless you ask them to. And also, this is private, so that is however you want to take that. Do you want students to use nicknames? Do you want to assign students a number? And they always plug that number in here. So you can see students who are doing good. Just like with the live versions, you can see students that need help because they got less than 35% of the questions right, students who didn't finish. And just like before, you can look at the questions to be able to determine if there is anything that students are consistently answering wrong to be able to mitigate that issue. So, like for instance, here, people who, when they got it wrong, they were regularly selecting Francisella tularensis. So that can, preempt a discussion with the students as to why they think that was the answer. So, anyways, that is about it for Kahoot. There is also a Discover section in which you can look up Kahoots that somebody else has already made. And as long as they are free, you are able to use those as well for your class. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and happy Kahooting.